Hi, Mark Abildgaard here. I wanted to introduce you to my work in kiln cast glass sculpture by taking you on a little tour of my studio and talk a little bit about my process and how I'm approaching it. Um, uh, I've been making glass sculpture for almost 30 years now, and I started out as a ceramicist and gradually transitioned into a glass blowing activity, which turned to glass casting, and eventually I found myself setting up a studio where I could cast glass on my own by using an electric kiln. And so I'll take you on a brief tour and show you what I have to look at here. So basically, this is an electric kiln uh, that's large enough to place several molds in at one time. This would be the type of mold I would be using to cast glass into, and it's made of plaster and silica, and basically I can take chunks of colored glass, place them in the mold, and then fill the entire mold with the amount of glass that it needs and put it into the electric kiln, heat it up, melt the glass, and wind up with a solid casting. Now, during the melting process, I do have to control the temperature. So I have a kiln control which will automatically run a profile to not only heat the glass but to cool it down, which is very important because the glass will crack if it isn't cooled slowly and annealed. I also have quite a collection of objects that have accumulated over the years as sort of an offering to the kiln gods to hope for successful firings, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work. So moving along, this would be a kiln with some molds that are actually still in there that the glass has fired and melted in, and I will eventually take these out and break off the mold and have a solid casting. And so this type of glass work is what I've been doing for years, and I'm just thrilled to be able to make glass by working in either clay or wax to get the form, and then through this mold making technique come up with a way to get solid glass castings with all the textures and forms that can be made in either clay or wax originally. So I've been doing this for quite a while, and as you can see, I have quite a collection of ceramic kilns and glass kilns that have worked in doing the castings. So it's a small studio, but it's an efficient studio because I can get a lot of work done here on my own. And as I mentioned before, just being able to do cast glass with the textures from clay or wax has been an incredibly fulfilling pursuit for me. So I hope this gave you a little glimpse into how I work, and hopefully it made some sense.